The January 6th committee hearings back in action today with the focus on the fact that President Trump knew he lost the 2020 election, that his inner circle was clearly telling him what he didn't want to hear. And if you want a rundown of exactly what happened in the hearings today, there are plenty of other places to see it. But I was particularly interested in the all-important call from the Fox News decision desk on the state of Arizona, the state which effectively ended President Trump's hopes of victory. Today, former Fox News politics editor Chris Stirewalt, who played a key role in Fox's election coverage, testified before the committee. He started by describing the care that Fox took to explain how early returns typically favor Republican candidates.
Americans have increasingly chosen to vote by mail or early or absentee. Democrats prefer that method of voting more than Republicans do. So basically, in every election, Republicans win Election Day and Democrats win the early vote. And then you wait and start counting. So in every election, certainly a national election, you expect to see the Republican with a lead, but it's not really a lead. We had gone to pains, and I'm proud of the pains we went to make sure that we were informing viewers that this was going to happen.
But that doesn't explain the big, controversial call by Fox News that Arizona had gone for Biden. And that meant that the election was effectively over.
It was really controversial to our competitors who we beat so badly by making the correct call first. Our decision desk was the best in the business, and I was very proud to be a part of it. Let me tell you, our poll in Arizona was beautiful, and it was doing just what we wanted it to do, and it was cooking up just right.
Even using Trumpian terms about how beautiful it was. Chris Stirewalt spiking the ball on having zero doubt on the results in Arizona, even though the rest of us were questioning Fox for many hours after that. Stirewalt is now the NewsNation political editor, and that's how we get the exclusive live interview with him. Chris, thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it. All right, so you were confident, you remain confident of the call, but it was really close, and no one called it for hours. Was there any point where you were sweating it?
No. We had a better poll. The only two news organizations that were able to call Arizona when we did were us and the Associated Press. And that's because we had better research. We had better data. And I mean, I think we had a better team, but we just were working with a different set of data than our competitors were. So as a consequence, we could do things they couldn't.
You got some serious heat from folks even at Fox over your call. Tell us about that.
Oh, I mean, look, on the one hand, you sort of put it in, you have to think about it a couple of different ways. One, they always complain. In 2012, when we called Ohio for Obama, we got some flack about that. And my friend and colleague Karl Rove didn't have great feelings about that. But we aired it out publicly. We talked about it. My friend and colleague Megyn Kelly came down and we talked it out, and we talked about what was going on. We were transparent with viewers. We were confident in the call, and it came in right. You know, in 10 years there, working for Bill Salmon, we never had to reverse a call, not once. And because we're careful, cautious, and earnest, because we hold some of the public trust, so we want to do a good job. So on the one hand, you say, look, when you make a call that's consequential, it's going to upset partisans. Some of it's performative, right? Some of it is you have to act upset when it happens, and you have to yell at the ref, or the home team doesn't think that you really care.
Well, this was internal. This was internal by your colleagues. Let me play a little bit of some of the Fox.
Well, so was Karl Rove. Yeah.
Let me play some of the Fox News reaction from Arizona.
You weren't careful, cautious, and earnest in Arizona.
We were too.
Why? Because there's all this day of vote. You just heard me kind of grill Chris Stirewalt on that.
Even after the explanation from Chris Stirewalt how that decision was made.
The state of Arizona, in your professional opinion, if it's that close, should never have been called by anybody?
Absolutely. The call was extremely premature when it was made.
So, you know, it must have been a little tricky being there, no?
Well, I mean, look, it was a stressful time. It was a stressful time for a lot of people. We knew that we were right. It would have been great if it would have gone like it did in previous years. But 2020 was weird. People were under a lot of pressure. People were feeling a lot of stress, and it didn't go the way I would have hoped. But it went, and the election was over. And I think one thing that people have to remember, I think there's a delta here. There's a media consumption problem, which is we don't call really anything. We project something.
Right.
We don't award any electoral votes. We don't do anything. A U.S. senator called for my firing and accused me of a cover-up over that call, and it was hilarious to us because we don't have any ballots. We don't have anything to cover up, and our calls don't affect anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when we make a call. It doesn't change the outcome. 60% of the vote in Arizona was in when we made the call, or had already been counted, and the polls were long closed.
Let me ask you, what do you make of Fox News' coverage of January 6th hearing? Meaning the fact that, for example, in prime time, they decided not to air the hearings at first. Now they are. Any thoughts on their coverage?
I don't. I mean, look, I don't watch. I'm very pleased to be here at NewsNation. It's a lot of fun. And it's a great group. So why would I watch Fox News when I can watch NewsNation?
Yeah, well, of course now. But you didn't have to watch Fox at that night because they didn't air it.
That's true. It was no problem.
Yeah. All right. You don't really want to go there. It's fair to say. I think it's fair to say this. We live in a very siloed, partisan media era. The reason that I love working at NewsNation, the reason I love here is that this is a earnest effort to try to create a common space for people to have the important discussions that we need to have to save this republic and keep it. So that's what I'm focused on. Agreed. Chris Stirewalt, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Coming up, you hear. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.